Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my new video. I didn't want to make this video, but I feel I have to because I think we need to support this guy, Gonzalo Lira, as much as we can. There's reports that he's gone missing for the past few days, and it's very, very worrying. And I've been doing my own research, and I'll share you guys with my own findings, but I'll tell you right now, it's not looking very good. So let me tell you about this article. It seems like those of you who don't know who Gonzalo Lira is, first of all, he is a journalist, and he's in Kharkiv at the moment, in the front lines in the war. And obviously he's under a lot of danger because he's very his political views, let's just say, it doesn't match with a lot of Ukrainians, especially the neo-Nazis living in Ukraine. So his life is in extremely dangerous position, and his life is in danger. And recently, I've done some research about this. Recently, there was a newspaper article about him. And this is the newspaper article. How a sleazy dating coach became a pro-Putin shill in Ukraine. So this is the Daily Beast. This is a Ukrainian article. And you can see the kind of filth that they were writing about him. He peddled sexist, bile and toxic relationship advice within subculture populated by men's rights activists and incels while living in Ukraine. And then the invasion started. And they basically wrote this article. I'm not going to read the whole lot, but it's very it's a very bad article. Obviously, it doesn't say anything good about him. He's saying how he's a spy, he's a Putin shill, he's a Putin lover. And this article has put his life in very much in severe danger because he's in Ukraine. And obviously a lot of, if any neo-Nazis or any Azov militants read this article, then he would be, on a target. So I want to show you what he said about this as well. And he made this video recently, and I want to kind of share this with you.
Understand what the Daily Beast has done. And when I said, in the title of this, that the Daily Beast wants to kill me, I'm not being hyperbolic. I'm reporting the actual truth. I mean, how do you look at it any other way? How can somebody be so irresponsible and stupid and arrogant as to think that somebody who is in a war zone, in a regime that actively targets its own people, journalists, mayors, members of its own parliament, I mean, even MMA fighters, for crying out loud, who say the wrong thing, how can they be so blind, so arrogant, so irresponsible as to say, oh, there's this guy over there, we don't like him. No, because he says things that we don't like, that we don't agree with. And so we want you, SBU, to do our dirty work for us. The author of this piece, or anybody working for the Daily Beast, I'm not going to say anything intemperate. I want to, badly. You better believe it. But I'm not going to say anything intemperate. What I'm going to say is, you are responsible if anything happens to me. And I want everyone to know that the Daily Beast, as an organization, the editors and the individuals who work for it, every single one, are responsible for it. Because if in the West they are applying collective responsibility and blaming all Russians, cursing all Russians for this conflict that's going on, and if they automatically lionize every Ukraine, no matter how low, no matter how criminal, just because they happen to be in this situation, then that means that they believe in collective responsibility. Fine. You want to play that game of collective responsibility? Let's take it a step further. You, Daily Beast, as an organization, you who work for the Daily Beast, you who wrote this hit piece, and every single person who works for that organization, in no matter how humble a capacity or how highfalutin a capacity, you are responsible for me. And if something happens, I want every single person who watches this to know that it was because of the Daily Beast who got the SBU to get me. And if you think I'm being overly dramatic, they just disappeared a TikToker, aired footage of him confessing to God knows what, and they disappeared him. That's what's going on here. Know it. Know what's going on here, and know who the accomplices are. The system pigs, those disgusting, despicable, evil, and immoral journalists.
So you see, it's very, very plausible he could have been captured or killed based on that hit piece by the Daily Beast. And if anyone in the wrong hands reads that article and knows he's in Kharkiv, they could easily go to Kharkiv, look for him, ask around, because it's not going to be that difficult if you're a foreigner to be picked out in Ukraine. If you're a foreigner, you stick out like a sore thumb, because, you know, everybody knows you if you're a foreigner. If you go to a local shop, for example, if you go to the local grocery shop, you know, they will know you're a foreigner. So it's perfectly plausible some of these neo-Nazis or some you know, somebody dangerous could have gone shop to shop in Kharkiv and asked around, have you seen this Chilean guy? And obviously there's pictures of him all over the internet. They could have showed his picture to the local shops, and I'm sure one of the shops would say, yeah, I know this guy, yeah, he comes for daily groceries. So they could have easily waited for him outside. He comes for his daily groceries and grabbed him, put him in the car, took him somewhere. So that could easily happen. You know, if you're a foreigner living in London, it's a lot more difficult to find, because London, you know, there's loads of foreigners here. There's, you know, but in Ukraine, if you're a foreigner, you stick out like a sore thumb. There's not many foreigners living in Ukraine right now, especially now. I mean, you know, if you're a foreigner, most likely you would have left Ukraine by now. But if he's still around, then he would definitely stick out like a sore thumb. And he needs to go out. He needs to go buy groceries. And I've seen some videos of him walking around Kharkiv, showing Kharkiv on his phone. So it's very, very plausible he could have been killed or captured. I want to show you some more stuff as well. I've showed you this. You can see some of these Reddit posts and Twitter handles, and there's this woman who's saying that Chilean spy real Gonzalo Lira has been captured. So she says congrats to the Ukrainian security service. So I don't know how she knows this, but I'm more worried about some of the comments here, actually, to be honest. And you can see, you know, some of these comments here, I'm not going to repeat it, but you can see some of these comments, you know, they're not saying good things about him at all. And especially if he's dead, you know, I think this is really, really bad to say things like that about people. And this guy says, personally I don't like him, blah blah blah. And even on her Twitter as well, this woman, you know, she's got about 666 retweets, and I've read most of them, and they're not good comments at all. They're very much, you know, pro Ukrainian, and a lot of them are saying hopefully they're wishing bad things will happen to him. So people in Ukraine and pro-Ukrainian people who actually stand for peace are, you know, advocating violence, advocating people getting killed. You know, I just don't agree with it at all, completely. And you know, there's a lot of Reddit posts here as well. There was a video made on YouTube yesterday. I also watched the George Galloway show. And when George Galloway said on Sunday that he's missing, I personally didn't worry too much at the time because I thought maybe there's no internet in Kharkiv. Maybe he's hiding or something like that. So I wasn't really too worried. But then I saw this Instagram. I'm on Instagram a lot, and you can see this guy. This guy is on Kharkiv, and he posted this one day ago. And these are pictures of basically Kharkiv when Kharkiv was bombed. And if he posted this a day ago, the internet is still working in Kharkiv. It means the internet is still working. So if this guy can post stuff in Instagram, then if Gonzalo was still around, he would have posted by now. He would have known. So things are not looking good. It's really, really bad news, actually. Very, very bad news. So finally I came across this on Twitter. Someone is checking, deleting and answering messages in the Gonzalo Lira accounts. It's not him. Don't engage or give any personal information out. So it sounds like somebody is using his social media account. Somebody's probably using his phone. Which means it's even worse news, to be honest. And I really hope, if something has happened to him, I really hope he's been captured, and I hope that they will kind of look at him and realize he's not a spy and let him go. I know his life is in danger because of the Daily Beast newspaper article, and I hope common sense prevails and they let him go and he's safely sent back to Chile or the West. I'll happily house him in England if he can. If he wants to come to England or anything like that, I'm happy to house him in my place. I really hope he's okay. If you guys know anything, let me know. If I know anything more, I'll update you. So let's hope he is found safe and well. Thanks for this. Bye.